start putting some of these games away because they're starting to just stack up over here. Admittedly, I've not actually been playing even real games a whole lot lately. I've been... Bad. Okay, Star Rail's had a, vice grip of my life lately. It's such a good free game. But that's a discussion for another time. While we're waiting here for Malin to come into us, I'm trying to get everything established here and ready to go. Having my little tea break while we're waiting for Malin. But, yeah. This might be our, since we're probably not going to get another game in before the end of the month. We'll try, but, you know, it's not likely to happen. This might be our last game for Spooky Month. We might go an extra Spooky Week just because we kind of got late into it as well. But, we're going, probably like the first thing I probably think about when I think about spooky games. Not horror games, mind you, spooky games. There's a difference. Luigi's Mansion, the first one. Me and Melanie have a lot of history with this game. We'll talk about that as we go along. I'm waiting for her to come here because she'll probably have her own thoughts to say about it. But man, what a classic, this one. For those who are also wondering, like, we are playing this officially on GameCube disc on a Wii console. This is no emulator. Someone asked us before if we were doing this on emulators. We're like, nope, this is original hardware right here. And like, as we go through this, I'm not sure how far we're going to get tonight. And it's probably not going to be a full playthrough. We're probably just going to see how far we can get. Maybe past just the first, like, Mega Ghost. Like, the first area boss. But, like, we have such strong memories about this game. Let me see, there's a subtitle option I want to make sure we have. View Pikmin movie. AKA, remember a time when Pikmin was a new release? And they were giving out, like... They used to put trailers for new games in old games. Man, if that didn't tell you how old this game is, nothing will.
Didn't you get from like 2001?
Yeah, exactly.
Lots of 2001 games tonight. I'm getting some stuff. I'll be right back.
No, you're fine. So, we'll start up in a minute, but... Anyway, so, like, the whole thing that, like... I was watching a video about this the other day. Because I've watched a video about everything the other day. That's all I ever do is watch videos, I guess. But, it was talking about how to make a spooky game versus a horror game. And a horror game is meant to scare you. It's meant to keep you attention and ease. A spooky game, or most often a spooky level, like most games aren't full spooky games, they have spooky levels. And it's just where you have, like, you have scary elements, but they're in such excess that it kind of is made in a comedic degree. So, like, you have ghosts, you have spider webs, you have bats, you have, like... But it's not, like, meant necessarily to scare you. It's there to be, like, off-putting in comparison to everything else. That's why I feel like Luigi's Mansion was, like... You gotta think back to this time. Like, what sort of time this was. Like, this was back when, like, Mario was in, like, a lot of other games were still finding their feet in the 3D platforming area. So, like, there was no official Mario games on the GameCube at the time. Like, we did not have Super Mario Sunshine yet, which was the main title for the GameCube. This was one of the early, like, launch titles for the GameCube, was this, the Luigi's Mansion, and I remember people looked at it for the first time, and they just weren't sure what to think about it, because it wasn't a platformer, like, a 2D platformer, like, most people were used to having with Mario. It was something, like, entirely different.
I farted dog.
Yeah, I know, you blew it right into my face with this fan.
I was trying to turn the fan on until I cracked the whole room by accident. Because I was trying to set the lights
I was trying to be polite, but I'm like, Malin!
I can't stop farting!
Like, Malin, I'm trying to be polite, but now you're blowing a fan with it right into my face.
I can't stop farting!
Why did you, like, stand in front of it while, like...
I farted over there, but I just kept walking around.
And so you literally just turned on the fan to blow it around more? That's like the one time when you don't turn on the fan. That's when you're like, okay, hopefully it will stay in one corner of the room instead of, let me get the most ventilation possible so that the whole room stinks. I'm trying to have a discussion about spooky games.
Yeah, it's really spooky, scary parts. What?
Anyway. So, history about this game. I'll keep going until Malin gets herself settled and we get started. So, when we originally got the GameCube, back when our dad got him, like, when the GameCube first came out, mind you.
Yeah.
This was one of the first games we had. We had this game, we had Mario Party 4, and I think Sonic Adventure Battle 2. Were like our first, like, 3 games. And I think we also had Pikmin. Like, we got more as time went on, but I'm thinking about the ones that we, like, got really early on. Like, obviously, you get what... We obviously got whatever was on sale or was ever on clearance and stuff at the time, but, like, those were, like, the games I remember distinctly having, like, the first memories of. Like, we didn't even play this game because we were terrified of it. Because we were young.
Yeah.
We actually had our dad play it, so we actually would wake him up early on Saturdays and be like, Dad, you gotta go play Luigi's Mansion so we can watch you play Luigi's Mansion.
And be afraid. Oh, I'm like, wait, over here.
And so our first, like, huge accomplishment, and by us, I mean me with Mallory on the couch, we kind of just existed as one.
video games until I was...
We existed kind of as, like, one amoeba. So.
Yes.
So our first big accomplishments, that's why I usually refer to our gaming until, like, I don't know, the age of 12, and, like, the plural.
That's us, yeah. Our
Because we very rarely, like, play games without the other person there.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, have we ever shown anyone Sleepy Sonic?
No, I'm just kind of settling in some stuff. And then I get settled.
Also, the little, like, menu things they do here, like, it says, welcome to your mansion, and then the Y fades away, and it says, welcome to our mansion. Like,
Yeah.
love the little touches.
Very cool.
But anyway, so this was the first game we beat all the way through, was this game. We played a lot of games up until that point, but this is the first one we beat all the way through. Like, Kingdom Hearts probably would have been a close second, because I was really...
Kingdom Hearts 2 is the other one that I distinctly remember. When we lived in California, we had a guest bedroom that was like... And it was really like a guest bedroom. It was like the main house, and then it was like a hallway, and then the guest bedroom was like here. Our guest bedroom is like part of one of our floors. Whereas like the guest bedroom was like its own kind of like we had a third car garage. And it was more akin to a third car garage. Than it was a spare room, and we would go in there on the weekends, and we'd sit on the guest bed, and we'd play it on the TV. Otherwise, we had like a game area, and we'd play emulators.
And fun fact, it's despite how much we played Kingdom Hearts and Kingdom Hearts 2 as children, we've never beaten it. We went back to try once.
It's like I think it's Maleficent is where we got stopped. I think she's a 2-phase boss battle, and we could never get through the second phase.
Mm-hmm.
Because as kids, we were like...
And then we were so close to the end, and then we learned as adults, like, no, there's actually 5 more bosses right after that, so we're like, we were missing out on that much, I guess.
Yeah.
And then Kingdom Hearts 2, we didn't get as far in, but we got probably about halfway.
At the beginning, like the Alice in Wonderland part in the beginning. If there's no Alice in Wonderland part, then I'm just making it up.
Mm-mm. There is. We got there.
Look at the zero I got.
We got stuck there for a long time. Anyway, so like this keeps a very fond memories for us because this was the first game that we played start to finish, and it took a while, mind you. We were terrified for a lot of the game.
I still to this day
trying to when you're young, trying to do like multiple control sticks is such a novel concept. Now with like the PS4 controllers and stuff like that, it's a very common thing to have like one finger on a trigger, one finger on a stick, and another finger on the stuff like that. So we're gonna try and see how far we can get in this game. I'm imagining we'll get past the first like area boss maybe. But yeah, so
I'm here for the vibes, dude.
Meredith requested this last week, so we're like we're happy to go and revisit this game.
I'm just gonna be hanging out. At some point I want to play with my Neopets. I also want to try and put on some fake nails. So we're just gonna be doing.
So Mallory might be doing a little, she got her fall blanket in case you can't see. It has little corgis
on it, and they're playing in some leaves. And I also have my Jack Skellington blanket with me over there, which I might pull out a little bit. We also have a gamer blanket over here. It's very.
I actually might have to toss me the gamer blanket. My feet are cold. But we got
Hello. In the
also, while I'm playing this,
it's specifically to this one. Look at that. Woo! Look at the aspect ratio.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna be like. Well, I was also gonna say like, look at the atmosphere of this game. Like, imagine being back in time.
Like iconic for Luigi's Mansion, this area.
But like, imagine a time when all they had was a 2D Mario, and then you see this. What must you've thought at the time? Like, you wouldn't even think this is a Mario game.
I was like, you can't really. I would call this a horror game. I think.
I would call it horror. I mean, the point is that like Mario had not like only been in the 3D space in like Mario 64. So see this game, it's just so
kind of like a dark atmosphere without putting a green gray over everything. Because if you see, Luigi still has his color. His color palette isn't really messed with. And I think that helps the also the sound design, dude. Freaking mwah.
Also, we will talk about it a little bit as we go through this game, but we have very strong opinions on this game versus the other two games.
Specifically for me, I've played Luigi's Mansion 3 for a good chunk of the game, and then
Luigi Mansion 2 is fine. The problem is that they did a good thing in the first mansion, and then you have to do that 3 more times. It's kind of like Shadow the Hedgehog, where it's like the first run, great. The next 9 runs you need to do in order to complete the game, less great. That's how Dark of the Moon is. It's like, first one, great. Next 3 mansions, not as great.
And for me specifically, in regards to the first versus the third, everything first of all is too bright.
It is.
There's never any semblance here of like when it's dark, and when it's light, it's light. Like you have the clear, distinct difference. Versus in that game, it's just light all the time. Also, the ghost design of that game is incredibly lazy, and I really hate the same kind they gave it. They're much more Mario-esque. And I just don't like them. I like these because they're like Nintendo, but they're not necessarily like Mario characters. They're kind of like Shy Guys, you know how they.
But like this looks like these ones are clearly meant to be like spooky.
Yeah, but they're like goofy.
They were not, but well, not in the way the other ones are. Is what I mean. Like the ones we were talking about the designs in Mario 3. Like I still think these soulless eyes makes them a little bit more creepy.
For me, what
it's still very dark.
It's the sound, man.
And they're not solid. Like, the fact that they have, like, this kind of, like, lowered opacity as opposed to the other ones always looked solid in the third game. Mm-hmm. Are we gonna... I'm just gonna... I'm not gonna read the text, because we're gonna talk over most of this.
Buddy, this game is 20-some years old. Look up... If you want to know what he's saying, look it up.
But Professor...
Plenty enough playthroughs.
Isn't it funny that, like...
Gab Smolders made a playthrough, I believe, of the original one again. So there's plenty of big YouTubers out there who, if you want
I just pictured this in my dad's voice, because, again, at the time we first played this game, we couldn't read.
I couldn't freaking read.
So...
If this was 2001, and theoretically you think we got this in 2005 even? 2005 I'd be able to read. But, like,
I think it was... It might have been 2003. I feel like it was really early on, because...
Yeah. So in 2001... I would have been 3, depending on what part of the year it was. 2005, I would have been.
We probably got in like 2003 or
5,
something.
Yeah, or whatever.
Because I was
2003, I would have been like 5 and 6.
We have to think it was young enough that I wasn't playing games yet, because this was something at the point where we were just like watching games.
I think we played this.
Also, the sound design again, like Matt said, for like the voices is just.
And the fact that Luigi scratches his butt, that cracks me up.
There's a distinct point in Mario 3D where, like, they change the sound effects. You can tell exactly where it is. I was talking to Danny tonight about, like, Mario Party. There's a distinct point in, like, the Mario Party franchise where you can tell they overhaul the sounds. Because it all of a sudden just sounds off. Like, the biggest one for us is the boos. The boos sound in, like, Mario Party 4 versus Mario Party 7.
A different laugh.
It sounds... strange. Like, it's close, and that's the problem. I think almost by making a brand new sound it would have been better, but it's like it's close but not quite correct, so you're like, your brain's not accepting it, you know?
Let me see if I can look up references on my phone to kind of give you something more specific.
Also, the fact that this is the first, I believe this is the first appearance of Professor Egad, and then he appears in, like, he was like a regular recurring character for, like, all the rest of the GameCube games.
Yeah, I don't remember if he was the first one of this, but,
pretty sure this is his first appearances in this game.
Okay, so here's... from Luigi's Mansion, just boo sound clips.
And you got the new ones from Luigi's Mansion 3?
Let me see. Yeah, let me see if I can find. I was like, dang, they kind of got it. Kimbo. This is Luigi's Mansion. That's like King Boo. Now let me find some Luigi Mansion 3.
Yeah. Like they almost sound too clear. Like you can hear that it's a voice now instead of like a sound effect.
So yeah, it looks like okay. Here to help you.
That's just straight up someone else's voice.
I don't like that boo.
Okay.
How do I get him?
I just want to hear the boos, dude. There's a cutscene.
R
Ad.
C Y X. That's the.
That's the. In case you're wondering, that's like the main ghost villain, essentially the King Boo of this.
Well, here's something actually that's interesting. We're going to come up to in here, right in the ghost catching thing itself. First of all, I think it's funny you can do that.
Suku suku. Whatever.
Remember, I was so stressed the first time I did this myself. Because, you know, you're afraid something's going to attack you. You know, like you have that like fear of failure at that age. That you're like going to die instantly. You hit something when it's actually way more forgiving than that. I'm like a little bit of delay with the R button, so.
Suku suku. Party. I like how he does like his little like punchy thing down there. Well, because you know we also do have the main delay. Actually, interesting enough, is when you go through the graphics card.
Yeah.
Because you have to go through the graphics card to get up. Because of the way I'm trying to say, like the way that the Wii is run. It's plugged into an HDMI cord, which is plugged into the Elgato, which we borrowed from Elliot, which is then plugged into the TV. So you do have to go through a graphics card before it gets to the TV. So there's a slight delay between the TV and when the console is intercepting the signal. Versus normally you just plug the HDMI straight into the TV, so there's less of a delay. So I noticed that downstairs when I was using my Switch, and we have a TV that's got like an HDMI splitter on it. So there was a more significant delay when the TV uses a splitter versus when the TV has just like the HDMI put straight in there. We will work email super quickly.
I got a little bit of delay on the controls right now, but I guess that's fine. We'll figure it out later.
All these angel things scare me.
Yeah, like the.
Do they become ghosts at any time? Oh no, they move their wings. I was like, there's something about them that freaked me out.
Their
I think
wings
it's just the fact that they move their wings.
Yeah. And this is where you pull the ghost later. But like even this area, like notice how like dark it is. Like it's gray, but it's not like the biggest thing that we have an issue with in 3 because a lot of people are like, wow, Luigi's Mansion 3 is such a great evolution of the formula. It adds so much. It's so like it has a lot of content. And the biggest thing that we played it for a significant amount of time. We played it in co-op, in which they said was the best way to play it. And we played it for a while. The problem is like it's so vibrant and neon, and like the hotel itself doesn't have much of a story. The mansion here does actually have a.
Dude, I'm just not scared.
Like it's not even a matter of being scared. It's just a matter of being like kind of alert, a little anxious, like the feeling you like with a spooky game. I didn't fear anything in that game. It was more like tedious puzzles most of the time. Like, there wasn't a moment where I was like, I'm scared, or like, there were like maybe 2 times where I was like, oh, that's a cool ghost design. Most of the time it's like, alright, it's another blue thing, but now he has a lance. Now he has glasses, now he has a hat. Same exact thing.
Yeah, it's the same base ghost model, versus here there's like, you know, I think 6 to 10 different ghost models. Obviously they have recolored models, but they're like different like body types, you know? On top of the individual ghosts.
I feel like he's sending me off to my death.
He said, "Deuces, loser." I remember walking up. Maybe this is why I just have the innate uncomfortableness with leaving places. I should talk to a therapist about this. Hey man, I watch this and I feel like it doesn't scare me now, but I can still feel like the freakishness. Because you're watching this right now, you're like, this is not that scary. But when you're a kid and it's like deeply ingrained into you, maybe that's why I have such a fascination with ghosts, dude.
But well, it might be. But the biggest thing that I'm like, if you compare this to again when we played like the third game, it's like the third game. Like this one feels like it's trying to be spooky. It's supposed to be a little unnerving, fear of the unknown going on here. Like that sort of things. The ghost will try and trick you and stuff like that. So he tried to drop a chandelier on me. But like the later games, they're so bright. There are like a lot of kind of comedic things going on, and it's just like, okay, well this just feels like a regular Mario game now.
Yeah.
This one feels like it's just slightly unnerving enough that it's not quite a horror game, but it's definitely a horror game for Mario standards. Kind of like a horror game for Sonic standards when they do like, you know, Pumpkin Hill and the ghost boss and stuff like. Man, look at those old polygon graphics for the Toads.
Huh. It looks so round. That's how I like to shade things, though.
Yeah, I like that too.
That little polygon.
I remember being young and not understanding the idea of saving it all. I'm like, why does Dad keep going to these Toads?
I'm getting an email for work.
Or just like, you know, see like the amount of dust that's on everything, you know? This place feels like it's old. I appreciate that. There's like the app, even though they had other games that might have had similar gameplay or even improved upon gameplay, none of them ever matched the atmosphere of the first game, which is why, like, I did give the other games a chance. We played the third game, like, for a while. We went through at least 4 bosses. Like, because the last one we did was the pyramid level, and we just got after the amount of sand puzzles we had to do in that one, we're like, okay, we give up. Not doing this anymore. Ooh, money. But like, we gave it a while. It was like
We gave it a whirl.
Well, it's just the thing that we were looking for in this game. Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. I'm like, what? I know I have to do something to activate this. We haven't played this game in so long.
What's going on?
This is also very Haunted Mansion, like, thing with the portraits talking to you.
Yeah, it's very fun.
Like, it feels just, it is literally, the vibe of this game is like the reason people, I think, love the Haunted Mansion in Disney World. It has that, like, just enough off-putting vibe to make you a little uncomfortable, but it's still, like, colorful. Come on. There's a delay with the R trigger.
That's why I specifically did not want to play. I was like, Evie, you play this game. So I was like, I know if I play this, somehow I'm going to mess it up.
It's just not clicking as quickly as I want it to. Come on, I know you're here.
I'm trying to find this parent email thing.
Alright, where's the other one? Where's your bow? I think there's like 4 in here. Oh, only 3. Cool.
In the back room,
but like, and also because it has this sort of like Gothic Victorian look to it. It's very indicative of the oh yeah, Game Boy Hoarder. Good times. Back when the Game Boy Color was the newest thing out.
So funny.
Also, something I will say about it as I'm taking a sip of this tea.
The other thing I would say about it, I will not speak.
No, is that something that I did not like they added in the later games. So in this game, when you're walking around, you just default to having your flashlight on. And then you have to you have to direct yourself with the flashlight at a ghost in order to stun it. And then you have to, like, sweep it up. The thing I do not like they added in the later 2 games was you had to, like, charge up a flash.
Okay.
So
It's just
you
more
have,
buttons to press.
and also you have to like. So then you're like, imagine just holding a button in for like a few seconds before something even happens. You're like, okay, this is just making the ghost hunting feel less like snappy. Like you see how my thing instantly goes on, and it's a pretty. Even though I'm having a little bit of delay with my R button right now, like you still hear like that sort of. Come on. There we go. You still hear this kind of like instant switch between light and sucking. God, how am I missing him?
Light and sucking. Let's go.
Yeah. Suction.
Sorry, I'll be able to talk to be more fun in just a couple seconds after I do this stuff, because if I don't do it,
So, but like,
it will not happen. 2 seconds.
also, like Marion says, the thing that's most iconic about these games really is the ghosts. They all sound different. You see, we have the like little orange ones, or which are the basic ones, but we then have all those like pink, like female ones who do distinctly sound different. So like, even if I'm not looking in that direction, I know which kind of ghosts are coming after me based on the sounds they make. And I don't know if we're gonna get far enough in the game to find them, but like those red ones that like jump on you are like the worst. Because then you're like, oh no, I'm caught, help! I'm like, I think it's because I instantly turn around, because the idea is how to like suck them in faster is you have to pull in the opposite direction. So I think sometimes I turn around too fast so I don't catch it in my beam. But the thing that annoys me the most about, come on, the third game is that you have to charge up a flash before you can damage a ghost. So sometimes, and also the worst thing is that they go and like get things where like, oh, it has a helmet. They have glasses now. That's why you can't catch them. So you have to find like some way to hit them first. And like the fact that it's like it wasn't like in this case, the thing that between the ghosts is they have different HP bars. So like it takes longer or shorter for some of them to happen. The thing I did not like that they did for like, you know, padding essentially, in he literally had 3 health left and I slipped on an A. I feel 4 health left. Okay. Point is that I literally almost had him. But like I don't like that they added like extra things like that. Like that's essentially padding in the previous game, where it's like, oh well, now you can't instantly do that. Instead, you have to like hit him 3 times with some sort of thing, and then you have to flash him, and then you can do it. But he still has the same like 20 health. Like what is the point of this? Which is fine on its own, but then you're concerned that, you know, especially in later games, that you're getting these ghosts and mobs. Okay, come on. My R button is just not responding as fast as I wanted to.
We're in the room with the banana man.
Yeah. Trying to get him. I'm getting him. The thing is this. There's a delay between like when like my thing activates versus when like.
The heart shows up?
Yeah. Like I'll get him like spooked so that his thing will show up, but like.
Going the clink clink.
You see how he like just.
I think having mirrors is something that's was like.
Oh, reflections and mirrors. Yeah, that was a huge thing at the time. Like.
Yeah, super not common in games.
See, he'll appear, but then I can't get him. Like.
Yeah, well,
start the chase.
It's the quarter second or whatever you have between the capture card and the TV. It does affect you a lot more than you think.
Like I'm not supposed to be struggling here. Come on.
I think the hugging ghost, but so far we've already seen at least 2 different types of ghosts. We've got a banana ghost. We've got the little like punching ghost.
Okay, where's the last one? I know you're in here.
I think if you hit one of those things.
There we go.
So there's a punching ghost. Versus, like you were saying in Luigi's Mansion 3, they just have like the one ghost with different accessories.
Which is, I just
My favorite thing
think
is when he does the key,
lazier.
I like to do that noise and no one ever knew what it was from. That's what it is. Dun, 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 dun. Like,
Again, this game has this game has affected us so much. Like we have such like a huge. There it is.
Dun, 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 dun.
We have such a huge emotional connection in this game.
Just the sounds. Yeah. Like his little I mean, there's a reason why his Luigi's Mansion's theme is very, very iconic. the back you can see, I think that's what, Bogmeyer's background?
Yeah, I think that's Bogmeyer's place back there. I also like the fact that it makes this place really, really connected.
Yeah, it's very cool. I just like that. It's like a true mansion. I do like that.
Well,
It's ugly,
the thing is that was the problem that the later two games had, is that, like, this, like, the whole idea is it's wacky, it's weird, it's Mario.
Is this a comedic mansion? Absolutely. But it still feels like one large, stupid building.
That's the thing. The other ones I feel...
I've been in some really rich people's houses, and the richer they are, the uglier their interior design is.
Always.
I've been in some really rich people's houses, and I'm like, why did you choose this? This is the ugliest thing I've ever seen. How did the ghosts get out?
King Boo released them all.
Oh. Fair.
Someone went and did something to release the Boos.
Mm-hmm.
They messed with Egad's portrait ghosts, and they all formed together to make this mansion with the idea of catching Mario. Ultimately, it's King Boo,
Yeah.
who has a, a vendetta on Mario from Mario 64.
That tracks. So for my nail options today, I don't know if I'll actually do nails now, or if I do them a little bit. I have these blue ones. You know what? Now would be a great time you to talk about your Genshin Impact and Star Rail stuff.
Well,
I have these little ones I might do, and then I have these blue ones I don't think I'll do. I think I'll do these
I do have to pay attention a little bit right now, just because of the fact that, like, there's such a delay on me trying to catch things right now. I'm trying to adjust it as best I can, but I'm also kind of like...
And I settle down, then I really do get cozy, and I'm like, good night. Oh, shoot.
Catching the... I love the fact that we have ghost mice.
It's cute and fun.
This is where what's his name is.
Right now. And I like how you can be like, oh, this is, the family. These are members of the family. The fun part is for a lot of them, if you don't attack them, they would just sit and ambiently do...
Well, they're doing what they did when they were alive.
Yeah.
Ah, dang, ran into the thing.
Ah, crap. I ran into a poison mushroom. Ah, crap.
I'll get you once go back to...
Because you're really, honestly, they don't need to, you don't need to really capture them, so they're not doing anything bad. But it's just funny. I don't know if you can get fire yet. Oh, you're trying to put the fire out? Is that why you were evacuating the fire?
Yeah.
So stretch?
Just like that, we got our first portrait ghost. But again, the biggest thing I like about it is that, like, you can tell that each of them has a very unique design. That's the thing
Big baby diary. It's still a baby. He's a baby. The twins are evil. They're afraid of everything.
And the funny thing is that you're seeing this now because we will eventually face all three of his sons, the twins and the baby. Again, that's the thing, is that this place feels interconnected. That was my biggest issue with Luigi's Mansion 3. Is that it's a big hotel, sure, fine. It has themed floors, okay, fine. None of them had any connection to each other. None of the ghosts had any connection to each other. None of the, what we would call portrait ghosts, the big boss ghosts.
Yeah.
None of them were connected to anywhere at all. They had nothing to do with the hotel itself. Like, I like the fact that this mansion is built in a way that, like, every portrait ghost has a story. We're about to go through a bunch that's essentially a family. But, like, they have connections to each other. They did certain things together when they were alive. They're like, this is the only one where you're like, okay, these used to be people. The other ones are like, okay, no, it's just another Mario monster. That was a fake door. Love it.
Those are really funny.
The way you actually can tell if those are there or not is,
They show up on the map.
yeah. See how, oops. Come on.
You zoom in.
See how there's no door where I am? So you can tell it's a fake door. But I forgot.
I was too dumb.
So this should be the real door in the end. But again, little things like those is, I love the little, as annoying as they are, I love the little tricksy things that ghosts are trying to do, because that's the point. They're ghosts. Luigi's Mansion 3, for all intents and purposes, I'm glad for everyone else who enjoyed it. And like, you know, I'm glad for everyone else. It's like, oh, this is a really growing the formula and stuff like that. It added a lot of new stuff to it. I'm like, I don't disagree. However, I definitely think for if you're someone who like likes the first game, you're kind of like missing the point.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Blum 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 blum.
Nice. And there's a toad out there, I guess. But and it's the little ways that the, like the reaction, like the environment has to you. And again, you know, we can admit, you know, when there are sometimes is nostalgia going up. We obviously said we already have very strong feelings for this game. I just feel like the other two games are much more Mario games and not so much like spooky games. Like the other later games, like it also happened around the time when Mario decided, like, oh hey, we're not gonna do. This was actually the time when, like, you know, Paper Mario started being bad as well, and like is when they were like, oh hey, we originally used to make Mario characters and make new Mario characters, like, you know, like the partners and Paper Mario and stuff like that. And then there was a certain period where they had like a decree of sorts, kind of like this the Sega decree that everyone likes to rake through the mud now.
Yeah.
Where they're like, hey,
The baby's freaking. That's a freaky ghost, dude.
I'm not gonna go there just yet. I'm gonna go save.
Out of here.
Well, no, I'm gonna go save. We just captured 2 portrait ghosts. We should go save. Always take time to save, kids. Also, I remember when we were like younger, we would like save at every opportunity to the point where it's kind of excessive. And now we're just kind of like, when's the last time we saved? Was it like 2 hours ago?
Oh, 10 years ago? Awesome word.
I'm trying to remember where it is there's a heart I can get.
Mario.
But, so, like, I'm trying to remember where I was going with that.
Bam. Sorry, I'm doing my Neopets dailies.
Oh, I remember. So, like, there's a point where, like, they just decided, like, okay, we're not going to have any new original characters. It's just going to be Mario, Peach, Luigi, like, the Toads. Like, the only things that are going to populate the Mario worlds are 1,000 versions of the one Toad, 1,000 versions of the one Bomb, 1,000 versions of the one Koopa. And they're not going to have any unique personalities, because we don't do unique personalities anymore. And you're like, why would you do that? You know?
Yeah.
Like, just, why? So that was also when the Paper Mario game started sucking as well, because then they're like, oh, if we don't have any original characters, just Mario and whatever gimmick he has with them. Like, wow, surprising, when you take the RPG elements out of your RPG games, it's
Everyone
just a
likes
flat
it.
Mario game, and no one likes it anymore. Funny how that works, huh?
Hey, I hate that baby. I hate that baby.
There's nothing better than a ghost baby, huh?
I like ghosts, but I'm not a big fan of Ghost Baby. Kind of freaks me out. I gotta be so real here. I don't know, maybe it's just hearing the sound of children crying. I'm like, ugh.
Come on. It's supposed to launch there, but whatever. Okay, I'm stuck in a corner. Okay, you killing me, kid. Okay, this is very hard with my thing not like going at the same time. I'm probably gonna die here just because I'm having issues getting my thing to like react to the speed I'm.
Just saved, which is plus.
I also have to check and see if we're still on the, like, you know, way back when where the controls were usually like reversed. To see that I'm still on that. Got him. I forget how quickly, you know, you come to this boss. Everything seems 10 times longer when you're a kid. Let's just say that. Whenever you're playing a game, you know, it's like hide and sneak we did last week. Like, seemed, yeah, so much longer than it actually is. Like, come on, that's so terrifying. They all have like this vaguely like transparent look to them.
Yeah.
Like, I love it.
The low polygraphics really helps a lot. They're doing a new quest on Neopets where you have to like get them an item and give it to them. But then it's all
Okay, grab the stupid ball.
super expensive. It's so expensive. I'm not gonna buy it for 100,000 Neo points. That's stupid. I give up.
I will also agree with Malin. The fact that like the aspect ratio is like small because it's the GameCube is a little disorienting at times. You're like, that can't really be the edge of the screen, is it?
There you go. Well, there it is. Fall over and break both your legs. This is what the inside my brain sounds like.
Also, don't they have like 3 bosses that have this like same attack pattern where it's like stomp? I know Blossus does. Like, I feel like there's another one too that was like, let's just stomp around and try and crush you.
Stomp and hope you die. Well, I don't know.
Walked right into that one.
I'll be so free. I'm trying to get my dailies in here before I go sleepy. Go sleepy, night-night. Okay. Going back to it, by the time I get to now, I'm so tired, I don't really want to talk.
Got him. Yeah, do your little pose, Luigi. You do it, bro. Also, like, look at how much health you lost in the process. I'm like, thanks. Really trying my best here. Love the like the little duck noises he makes.
Yeah.
Man, that first area is quick.
We're done, girls. She said we're home.
Also, this kind of horrible that they turn them into paintings. That they like electrocute them and like pancake them and everything.
They're like, we just wanted to be ghosts inside our house. Yeah, I don't really know who's in the wrong here. It's totally us, honestly.
It usually is in the Mario universe. Yeah, his name's Chauncey. No wonder he's like that.
Chauncey the baby?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's being a nerd punk.
Okay, let's see how much further we can get. First area is very small. I didn't remember it being that small, but first area is definitely very small.
Girl is fast.
Well, again, like, you know, playing things again that you played as a kid is always kind of like, man, I thought that was so much harder. Just disappears. Like, no preamble, just poof. Also, the like slow wind up of this animation with the doors, it was a very indicative thing of the horror games at the time. It's like it was like something that like Resident Evil was very well known for having at the time, of where the very slow door openings kind of build the tension. Always gotta try all the doors, you know. Okay, so there's two over there. There's one there. Yes, the fortune teller lady's room right there. Also, there's the extra added touch that little like animation of doing like the locking does. I think just really builds the atmosphere.
I agree with you.
And that's the thing. There wasn't as many of those like one-on-one like things in like 3. That's why I never like. I'm losing HP from the mice. What other game had something like that? That was like spiders or something on the ground. I'm like, how am I dying to these little things?
Are you trying killing me, mouse?
Occupied? At least these ones don't hurt you like the red ones do. Okay, where's the other one that I know is at like 1 HP around here somewhere? Like, those ones distinctly have a different sound to them. I like it. He's like, age-old struggle for the survival. I'm like, thank you for setting me off my death. Appreciate it. Okay, that one's down at the end of the hallway. We'll come back for water elementals later. Once we actually have the badge to do that. Also, just the little added touch of him like just humming along to what the music is.
Isn't he cute?
So iconic. Little thing about like how his hand trembles. Honestly, although, by the time you get to Luigi's Mansion 3, I'm like, he should have no reason to be afraid of anything. He's taken on like 5 Haunted Mansions at this point. If anything, he should be afraid of everything else in the world but Haunted Mansions. That these are like literally Shy Guys.
I think it's fun.
That's so cool though. That's what I'm saying. After... Come on. That's what I'm saying. Like, after this game, I think they lost a lot of the cool, like, design. And also, these ones do have masks, which makes them immune to your, like, little flash thing until you, like, blow on them. But there's the only variant that does that. The biggest thing that annoyed me in the third game was that eventually it got to a point where, like, everything had that. So it's like there weren't any, like, ghosts that you could just straight up attack. You had to, like, do something special to all of them. Which just got annoying after a while. Come on. That delay is just killing the heck out of me. So, these are dead Shy Guys then, right? They're Shy Guy ghosts.
Yeah, they did, Shy Guys.
They got spears. This also might be one of the, like, first times when, like, you know, this is definitely, again, when the Mario canon was still kind of forming, so, like, the species were still kind of set in stone. They were still kind of building it up. What do I need to do to get these guys to show up? Come on. His heart's right there. Oh my gosh. Killing me. Yes, even though it probably will be easier on emulator, we probably have much more stable controls. We are playing on original hardware. It means there's like a serious delay on some things. Work with me, dude. Work with me. I love the fact that his little Mario turns like quieter when he gets smaller. It's a nice touch. Also the fact that this like couple like love dancing so much that that's all they do in death. And they like stay together through all that. Kind of cool. Again, the thing I think that makes these different is that like when you catch them, you can read like the little bios about them. It's not a lot for all of them, mind you, but like it's a little something that helps make the game feel tied together. I don't know what you have to do in order to get these two to show up, though. Okay, I guess... Don't know how that happened, but... Cool.
Did you guys just start?
Pretty much. I just like ran into him and his health bar just randomly showed up, so I don't know how that happened, but
Nice.
it did. I know you said you're playing on Wii, but there's nothing like Star Sound with the GameCube. It actually does do that on the.
Ours, for some reason, is in Spanish.
Yeah, not sure why that is.
Just the GameCube like starting thing. I don't know why, because it's not going through our homebrew software. It's just going through the Wii.
Yeah, who knows?
Like,
We do have a GameCube, so we are very. We do.
We don't have. Elliot has a GameCube with an HDMI adapter.
the Wii?
Our regular GameCube does not have an HDMI adapter. It's got like the old whatever cables.
DS Mio is the homebrew application.
Mm.
Is that Wii's hacked?
Oh, Elliot said he hacked our Wii, and that's why it does that.
No, Dad hacked it. That's how he played off the hard drive back in the day. He popped all the discs.
This is the boo room.
Well, the boo room's actually on the other side, but
It's an expanding room.
yeah, boos do come from this boo room ultimately,
I'm about to release in like 2 minutes.
which hypothetically is a good thing, but I don't really see how that is.
The hugging ones are like the worst.
Okay.
Yeah, that wasn't fair. She's like way behind you.
I call foul.
I agree with you. I was gonna put on my Halloween nails and then I got Tywood. Ew. But see how you can see like, oh, a mirror. How convenient.
A button that you can only see within the mirror.
Like, how cool is this? This is very like mystery mansion kind of vibes.
That's what I'm saying. I think the reason that like we and like a lot of people like this game the most is because it's very much like Haunted Mansion. It's just off-putting enough, but it still looks realistic enough.
Bonk. Like, why did you do that, man?
Because you saw a red button, would you not push it? There's King Boo right there.
Oopsies. Wow. Just a thought. We shouldn't have let everyone.
Like, a good thing you flushed them out, but also maybe you shouldn't have let them all escape. Like, well, maybe you can, like, do this, buddy.
I'm excited for work. Hopefully, sometime in the future, we'll be able to stream and I won't be like 99% almost asleep during it.
Well, ideally that
Pretty
means
hype.
you do have to start streaming earlier, where you just haven't. Honestly, we might move our streaming days to a day that isn't Tuesday, Thursday, because those are the days we, like, nanny, so we're tired.
Long work days.
So we actually might, in the future, after we're done with band, we might move to, like, maybe a, I don't know, Wednesday, Friday schedule.
Yeah, maybe Monday.
Monday, Wednesday, too. We're not sure, but we're thinking about it just because we're like, originally we're like, Tuesday, Thursday, that seems easy.
Well, it's based on our old schedule.
And
now
then
it's different
we
days.
started nannying Tuesday, Thursdays. So we're both just kind of a little tired. Alright. Actually, let me go, and I think there's a heart in the one area up here. Trying to remember where the places are that, like, hearts spawn.
My Neopets are starving. I have not fed them.
Now I want to open the thing.
booze will have like a little ball. But anyways, anything interesting happening in your life recently?
That guy just threw me a bomb at me. Turboon.
I have to feed my neighbors.
The thing about that is like the way you have to aim to get booze is kind of. So yeah, funny thing, you can only find booze in lit rooms. Which is different than the other ones. Anyway, I just came here for a thing. A heart. That's all I want. Anyway, the whole thing is that like the booze don't stay in place, so you can't like trap them in like your little poltergeist like thing.
Yeah.
Which is probably the biggest annoyance of them is that they can go through rooms, and sometimes they'll go through rooms that are like literally like boolicious. There you know. So it means that they might go through like a room that is locked, so you can't get to it until later.
Or you might not have finished it yet, so you can go in there and just die.
That's the one thing that's annoying about them. However, I definitely still think that they are more annoying in Luigi's Mansion 3.
Because they don't sound as cool.
They don't sound as cool, but also you like have to do like again a weird step in order to capture them, and you're kind of like, this feels tedious.
I agree. I'm just not a fan of the games mechanics in their game.
Yeah, well that's the thing. It's like there's a lot more puzzles, there's a lot more platforming, and I'm kind of like, I just want to go hunt some ghosts. This feels like the amount of time that you actually are hunting ghosts versus the time you're trying to figure out like random puzzles is actually really annoying. Okay, okay, we can go down the stairs. We didn't go down the stairs yet.
Oh yeah, those guys are the worst.
Yeah.
They hop down from the ceiling and they're like, whoop-ah! Yeah, whoa, my god.
Those used to freak us out so much when we were younger. Because obviously we spooked it very easily.
Read any good fan fiction lately?
Me?
Yeah.
Not really, actually, because that's the thing is I've been playing Star Rail so much that I haven't actually been reading a ton of fan fiction. Because before I was getting back into like playing Star Rail more hardcore, I was looking into like, you know, some more like seeing if there's any like I don't know what that was, but I'm just trying to take off. Okay, work with me here, vacuum cleaner. I just wanted to pull this thing off this table because I thought that was funny.
Bye.
But before that, I was just kind of like trying to like I was reading some like Genshin Impact stuff. I was trying to look into like new ships, just like something to just shake it up from the regular like 2 I always look at. And so like I told you, I was reading the one that like kind of reminds me of Fates, and I was like, you know, seeing like, are there any other ones I'm interested in looking into? And that was around the time when I was like, so there's nothing we can get down here, I don't think. Yeah, we'll have to come back here later, but this is when the power goes out. We have to come down to the breaker room.
Yeah.
It's great because you do it while you're like up on the roof, so it takes like forever to get down there.
We're making good progress so far, honestly.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out where we're gonna go next. Let's go back into the room we were in before, I guess. Look for the booze. Boo la la.
I would tell funny preschool stories, but I'm trying to do my best to have a good work-life balance. Because I'm trying my best to not talk about things outside of preschool. Because that seems to be everything I only talk about. So I'm like, oh, sorry, I have no stories because all I've done today is take care of.
So like the thing is that like before I was doing reading stuff like that, and I was bouncing between that. I occasionally I would go over and be like, you know what, I'm I'm gonna go read. I haven't read a Danganronpa one. Let me read that in a while. Let me go read one of those. Or sometimes I would go.
What kind of theming were you doing with Danganronpa? That one, I don't tend to read romantic stuff for because I don't see a ton of romance in most of the games. But it's interesting to see like fix-it ones or ones where they do the case differently. Those are interesting.
Actually tried so hard to find those, and I could not find. Like I told you, I figured that there would be someone who has to rewrite the third case in the
Marquio's
third
case?
game. Yeah, I'm like,
Oh, you know what?
someone has to have
A lot
redone
of
this.
people just don't like him as a character. I'm like, please.
But I'm like, the case had such a good potential.
I know. He's got so much going for him, please.
But well, regardless of that, the idea that you could have like had a condition where you had to let the murderer go because the rules of the case dictated that you can't punish him, like
That's interesting.
that would have been so interesting. Like, how would they have dealt with that? And they kind of do that with Maki with the whole idea that she's like an assassin.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of deal with that. Where the idea of, like, what if you had a known killer amongst your midst? But, like, that's just the same thing they did with Toko in the first game. Like, okay, yeah, this is a character that has the potential to kill, but then clearly all of them do, because that's the whole point of the game, is that, like, it doesn't really matter if you have a history of killing, it's just, like, you all have a potential to kill someone. But, like, the idea of, like, having a case where you had to, like, just... And also there's the fact that they waste...
The lead up to the case was also very, very annoying.
And also just, like, the fact that, like, once you're like, okay, so we confirmed he killed the second person, but he didn't kill the first person. And then you had to argue for an hour.
Okay, so here's the first person, and it was like an hour for us to find out he did not kill the first person. And then we're gonna find out the second one, he did kill the second person.
And there was like a...
And say, actually, he did kill the first person.
Well, to give context for this thing that we're kind of complaining about right now, the character's
name is Correcchio.
So, well, the whole thing is that there's this whole, like, clause as to how, like, you can get away with murder in this case, where they're like, there's, like, first kill clause. So, it's, aka, they do this in the first game, too, I think, because I'm pretty sure they bring it up at some point in the first game. Only the first person who kills someone is responsible. So, if someone kills someone else along the way, then they get away scot-free.
Person A kills person B, and person C kills person D, person C gets away with it. Because person A is the only one at fault, kind of vibes.
Person A is the one who started the killing cycle. Mm-hmm. But, like, so the idea was, in this case, was that, so the guy who we're talking about, there are two girls that are killed. Two girls that are dead. And the idea is that you're pinning him down for the second murder. However, if he didn't commit the first murder, then you can't technically blame him because he killed the second person, not the first person. And that was the whole crux of, like, for an hour's worth of mini games. An hour's.
And you know with that simple rule, they've never used it.
And so this could have been a really cool case to go and be like, okay, with this ruling, I'm not sure where I'm supposed to go next, honestly. I'm definitely missing something. I don't have any new keys.
And I've been waiting for this Neopets mobile game to come out, and then it did. And then in order to redeem all the stuff from it, you have to use like their new login software, which I don't want to do. Because it said that it was an unsecure thing and it was like leaking emails and stuff. Hey man, I don't want that. That's my fucking email.
What am I missing here?
So I didn't sign up. So essentially, this whole app thing that they're pushing and promoting right now, I don't want to do because it's gonna take away my monies and my. Oh, are you in the? They're already in the hotel rooms.
Those rooms are blue, so I assume that they're not cleared yet.
I think those are the cleared ones, right?
Well, because there's also the yellow ones. I assume those are completely cleared.
Oh, gray. Oh, yellow must be lights. Blue must be lights off, and gray must be unopened.
Yeah. I'm like, what am I missing here? So I'm not sure where to go forward.
Did you get the bathroom ghost?
It's not. It's the one next to it. And I can't get into that one yet. Because all the other ones are locked. Anyway, so the whole point in this case is that, like, so you essentially prove that he killed the second one. But you have to, I can't get that guy until I have fire. Mm-hmm. So you have to essentially prove, like, who killed the first one. That's the whole point.
We need to find the booze in the area.
I didn't see my radar thing go off in the other rooms. Because they can only appear in lit up rooms. So there isn't one in that room. And so the whole point in this case is that, like, you go to, especially send this hour of, like, okay, well, if, then really the person we need to find is the first killer. Like, who killed the, first person? Regardless of how we feel about this guy right now killing the second one, because they were definitely still upset about that, but they were also, I like the fact that they were going and pointing it out. Like, that game, I think, had some interesting theming that just never quite pulled all the way through. But the third game has some very interesting questions to be like, is the, you know, the whole, like, the truth will set you free sort of thing, is the truth really always the most important thing it should be? Mm-hmm. And also, how much of a hypocrite are the rest of the characters for being like, this is the highest, like, standard here is the truth, yet how many of them are willing to twist it when the story, they don't like the story anymore? And there's, like, a character in that game that literally is there to directly challenge that belief of, like, you only like the truth when it suits you. When it doesn't suit you, you're ready to like, cast it away. At least I'm honest about lying.
Honestly, banger accusation.
And I'm like, yeah, good point. Very good point.
Yeah.
It's an interesting thing, and that's the reason why it's kind of a pity, because the fourth case really does deal with this kind of difficult idea of, like, people, you know, can't leave well enough alone. And then the fifth case was just like, and we're back into normal Danganronpa territory that's just kind of basic.
Weird and everything's weird? Okay.
Well, it's also just, it was not doing anything. For how much the other ones were playing with something interesting, it was just kind of like, okay, you did something cool, and then you didn't.
Had me, and you lost me.
It's just, it's a pity to lose in the last case.
Yeah.
Like, and also because that, like, fourth case was so, like, emotional, after the third case was also so emotional.
It was just really intense. It was very good.
That you're kind of just like, then you just like, the tension could not build anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Bamboo. Okay, having struggles with the depth perception here. Okay, we got him. So, like, the whole idea is that, like, the reason that this sticks in my mind that, like, I wish someone would go and rewrite this case is not just to rewrite the case. Let the case be it is, but just make it so that there was a different killer for the first person. And then, so, like, you can punish the first person, but how would the rest of the group react to knowing that they have to share essentially quarters with someone who they know killed another person?
Well, actually, but nobody ever goes that route of changing. They always just have him as the double killer. They always look more into his weird sister thing. Most people are more interested in keeping it in canon than they are about... I'm like, I want to see new stuff. This is interesting here, dude. You know?
Come on. Depth perception in this sometimes is a pain. Yep, I got it. See, I had to get 5 booze in order to open up the washroom. That's fine. That was not entirely obvious, but thank you. Hey, but that was old games. They very rarely gave you directions on where to go. So sometimes you had to be like, stuff. Shoe rack. It's gotta be in the shoe rack. There we go. Game Boo Advance.
Yeah.
They had some fun with these puns. I always appreciate a good pun. So, like, the biggest thing is that I wish someone wrote a story of, like, what would have to happen afterwards. Because then, like, the question is what happens with the next, like, case? Because then wouldn't everyone suspect that person who is a known accused killer as being the next person? Like, either they would be the next victim or they would be the next killer. Like, everyone would suspect it. And I think the cool thing that you could do is, like, what if they literally just hang out till the end? Like, the whole case, like, with, like, you know, with Mew's child, like, the whole reason that, like, she's the victim is because she was plotting to kill someone else and that person outthought her.
Gotcha, punk.
Well, that's why it's like, that's why I thought...
Cool. I was like, they had room to do some really creative things, and they chose some of those options, and then a lot of those options they just did not.
It's one of the.
You were like, you had me, and then you lost me. And
That's
then you
actually
had
what's
me,
harder
and you
about
lost
divisive
me.
games is that like the ones that you can say like this is good or this is bad or this is good but some bad things or this is bad but some good
It's
things.
good, bad, also.
The ones that are the like is like how I feel about like not to the same extreme, but Scarlet and Violet was definitely one where I'm like there are some good ideas here. There's some good execution here. But there's also some just real crap here. And I don't know how to you got both of those in the same game. They should be better than it is. You know, it's disappointing. Sonic Force is the same thing. I'm like, there is some good stuff here. There's also a lot of not good stuff here. And that's also kind of how... Oh, hey, dude. There's a key in the toilet. Nice. Okay, the room's dark, so I assume that... Yeah, I'm like, there we go. I'm like, we're missing something. Related to the toilet. Don't worry, I pulled it out of the toilet for you.
Your poop bucket, dude. I'm on your side, my guy.
Yeah, I'm like, I love his metaphor for essentially pooping, you know?
Poop bucket. Poop bucket.
But,
Yeah.
that's just the biggest one that I'm like, I wish people would rewrite, and I don't want to rewrite keep the trial as it is, all the weirdness and whatever. I mean, it's Danganronpa. There's a very high bar for what's truly considered weird.
Man. Very weird.
They're a very eclectic sort of game. But, like, I would have loved to see the potential of, like you said, they have the double killer clause and they never use it.
Which is so sad.
It would have been interesting to see what would happen if them being like, how would they accept this character that they can't, like, do it? And also, wouldn't everyone expect then him to be the next killer? Like,
Which is so interesting because in the first game when I played that, I remember waiting after Byakuya and she has the fake out as the red herring in Chihiro's case in the, I think it's the third one.
yeah, and you were just always like, he's gonna
The
die.
rest of the game, I thought he was gonna die because I was like, well, they already faked him out as pretending to be the killer, so someone's going to kill him, or he's going to be a real killer. But I was like, either way, he's going to die. And funnily enough, he is one of the like 5 survivors. Like
I also like the
he
fact that
survives
like
the whole game, and I was like, there's no way this guy survives the whole game. He pretended to be a killer. I was like, there's no way.
but that's actually in some way the thing that kept him safe was that everyone suspected him, so therefore no one suspected him because they're like, okay, you're going out with a bang. It's not going to be with some sort of mystery,
Right, this punk.
you know.
It's like, how interesting, dude.
Madame Clairvoyant. Okay, well, see you later. I hate this room.
This one's. I mean, the mirrors are fun, a gimmick, but
Thankfully, it only happens like twice. The problem is, again, depth perception. If you, like, sometimes it's hard to tell how deep the room is. So, like, you have to, like, let them get really close to you and make sure you're aiming in the right direction. And sometimes you're just like, okay, spawn, so I might capture you. Oh, and of course one spawned right behind me in the process. Again, I have to agree with you. Like, these ones have like a very just unique sound to them that you can immediately like tell even without looking that thing's nearby. I really appreciate that. Yeah, where's the one that has 3 HP left? And then where's your brother? But anyway, so like I wish like I had to find that's something I also don't know what to exactly title it as. Like how do you search for something like that? Like rewrite this case, but yet don't rewrite this case. Just show me what would have happened with this character. Especially because like again, I'm also kind of just tired of the fake out assassin thing where you're like, okay, this character's an assassin, that means they're dangerous. I'm like, no, they're gonna be like the one character that is not dangerous. Like by saying they have like experience killing, they're the one person who's probably not gonna kill anyone. Honestly, especially after that one trial, I kind of wish Maki died. Because I'm like, you literally caused all these problems. Come on. They were okay.
A lot to deal with, I would say.
Well, this the fact that, like, literally, the reason, like, that the person dies in that case is just like, you could have prevented this. In fact, you caused it.
Yeah.
It was just like, the fact that she's like, why didn't you save him? Like, you think this person who's literally been, like, all for, like, saving people this entire game was gonna let you just kill someone right in front of him? You really thought that was gonna happen?
Yeah, that was really stupid of you.
It's kind of like... Again, that's what makes that case so good, is the fact that when you, like, put in all the things, be like, this didn't have to happen. It's showing that, like, even us who claim to be for justice and for truth, we caused this. That was entirely our fault. It was not, like, the quote-unquote evil person we thought it was. It was
No, that was all
entirely... In fact, the so-called evil person is the person who kind of brings it all back around to have at least some semblance of meaning.
And you're like, well, now I'm embarrassed.
And you're like, wow, we really, misread that situation.
This is kind of embarrassing.
Come on. Get in my... There we go. Now we're gonna light everything on fire.
Not where you can go, dude.
That's the other thing. They never brought back elementals. I always thought those were kind of an interesting one. I mean, I don't want to use them a lot, granted. I'm glad they only use it, like, every once in a while. Instead of, like, constantly. But, like... And now the boo's stuck in this room, and therefore we can't catch it until we catch her. So at the end of the game.
Nice. Yeah, she's like one of the last ones you get.
But not, like, in a bad way. Just, you have to get all the items before she will, she's ready to go. And she goes easily, too. Like, and, like, everything is not, like, hard. Oh, yeah, that's what we gotta go light the butler's guys,
Thingy.
yeah, thingy. Come here, dude.
I guess a little laugh.
Stop running into these things.
Dude, do you know where you're going, my guy?
Also, if he just put down the thing, he would, you know. So can't get in there yet.
Hey, Dubs.
What else do we need to do? Is there anywhere else we need to light something on fire?
Hey, you got access to the kitchen yet?
Don't think so.
Or the dining room where the guy's like, oh, go.
No, that's on the next area.
Oh, okay.
Where else can we go?
What about those blue rooms?
Yeah, I can look in there and see if there's anything I can light on fire in there. That's why sometimes you also have to have, like, not ADHD brains like we do, because we have to be like, okay, where did we see this thing?
Yeah.
Where did we last see a candlestick?
I'm trying to stay awake.
I don't know, we could go back to the fortune teller's room and go light her candles. I know there's candles in her room, I just don't know if it does anything. Yep, that's what it was.
Light her candle?
Yep. Because of course it is. Again, randomest things sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, now we can go after the butler. I can stop losing health from running over like mice and random
And I was like, this
bats.
always freaking full, dude.
Full of stuff. It's like, oh my gosh, guys, chill. You have to be like right next to them when you like zap them, or else it's not close enough to catch your like thing.
Yeah.
Come on. Also, this is like a very tight hallway, so it's kind of hard to turn around.
Understandable.
Like they like are right behind you when they appear. Like, oh, there's two of them. Cool. Nice. Oh, Mario's hat.
Done laundry every day. At least it's clean. Today, I'll think what I can get, dude. They released ghost skins, which look pretty cool. So I'm just writing down which ones I want.
Yeah. That's like my current thing. I'm kind of like trying to stay on with like all the new banners coming up in Star Rail, being like, I have like 4 characters I want to get coming up soon, and I'm kind of like, but I also am like debating like repooling for like some of the characters I already have, you know, and be like, I just like more than one of you, because you're very strong in your higher level forms.
So true, dude.
So like I want to get like Downton's like Dragon form, which is going to be coming in the next one. I'm like, I already have one of them, but it'd be nice to get another one of them so I can get him stronger, because his abilities get pretty insane at higher levels. So I'm like, do I do that? But I also know I need to save up, because after that banner of Enturine's coming back into focus, I really want to get him. And then after that is when Sunday and Fugue are coming in, and I really want them. And I'm like, maybe they just. I've been saving up money for a while though, so I'm kind of like, I don't think I'm gonna be that. And also, they give out a lot whenever a new character comes in. They give away a lot of passes, so I'm like, I'm not too concerned about like. Most of the time with gacha games, you really gotta like scrimp and save depending on like how much they give away stuff. But I'm thinking for that one, I'm like, I think I should have enough to get all those characters. And then like, Acheron might be coming into focus soon. And honestly, I'm just really digging her whole thing of being like epic and mysterious, and then just completely forgetting where her keys are sort of vibes, you know?
Yeah, I remember you talking about her yesterday.
And the funny thing is, the version, I'm like, okay, you're kind of cool. And then I'm like, actually, I really like you. I like that you keep just popping in randomly into my life. And again, to the one moment where I'm just like low key with Aventurine being like, I don't know if we're having conversation or we're just having like, you know, a friendly like, I don't know if you're flirting with me, now you're kind of threatening me. I'm not sure exactly what's going on right now. But thanks, I guess. Like so many mixed emotions coming on with that guy. I'm just like, clearly you have baggage. There's no way you don't. No one talks this way otherwise. Also, again, I want to go back, and I wish I hadn't, like, pressed through it as a fact, because I know that, like, Dr. Ratio, like, literally, like, dropped, like, half of his backstory, or at least some stuff that was very important about his backstory that I just didn't know what he was talking about at the time, because half the time I don't know what he's talking about, because he's always talking so fancy.
You talk fancy.
So I was kind of like, now I gotta wait for this guy to get over there. Alright. Just little noises that the ghosts make. You gotta get here and turn around and come back. I will follow you into your room so I can go and catch you. I just love the little noise he makes. It's funny. Come on. There you go. I'm like, your heart appeared. Why are you not pulling? I tripped on a mouse. Are you kidding me? Did I really? I died from tripping on a mouse. I just tripped on the mouse again. Gosh, it was with the...
Die from this mouse. It's actually pretty funny, not gonna lie. I tripped on a mouse and I died.
I'm just like, why do those damage me? I'm taking more damage from the stupid mice than I am from this boss ghost.
Yum, yum.
And also, like, you know, the fact that, like, they go and like, saying, like, oh, all these things that are, like, backstory-esque important things. I'm like, I feel like I should be paying attention to these names right now, but I also don't know what's going on. I'm just kind of paying attention to the fact that you guys are, like, low-key flirting with each other.
That's the game, right?
So I'm just like, I talked to Melanie the other day, and I was saying her, like, you know, screenshots, and she's like, I don't think I can handle the amount of, like, gay that's going on in this game right now. I'm like, I know, isn't it great?
Honestly, I'm gonna say
Like,
it's
isn't this the
vibes.
best? I love
It's
this.
the vibes.
And again, the reason I have so much praise for that game is the fact that it's a free game, because it's a gacha game. So you only have to pay money if you want to get more currency, but they give away a lot of currency, so if you just save up, you don't ever have to necessarily buy anything. It's coming on into a physical edition for the PS5 next year, which I am definitely buying. Because again, I would pay money for this game, so I'm willing to support it in that fashion, because I'm like, I really deeply like this game. So I'm like, I will pay money for it. Happily. I've enjoyed so much of it. I've paid more money for the games I've hated. Okay, where are we going? This one on the side? Okay. I think this is where the piano lady is. I don't remember what the boss ghost is for this area, though, to be honest.
I don't remember.
So I'm trying to remember which ones are in this area. Is it the grandma?
It looks like the music player at least. And probably
Yeah.
sometimes with the music player, you get the boxing guy too.
No, he's in the next area. I do remember that.
See, all the areas blend together for me, and I'm already
Because this one and the next one are really close together to each other.
yeah. I think this is like original Mario game music.
Sounds like...
That's also how I play piano. Doof, 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 doof. Super Mario Bros. Oh! Gamer. I like the vibe of music.
Okay. What just happened? The music's gone. That's weird. Come on.
You broke her.
Her music just suddenly stopped.
That's weird.
Alright, that's interesting.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wah, 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 wah,
Cool, I got her in one go.
nice. I even get like extra points back.
Probably. That makes sense. Although my thumb was literally sliding off of, like, the control stick, so I had to, like, grab... So I was, like, literally holding, like, 3 buttons at once. I was, like, grabbing one thing and grabbing with my other thumb. It's like... Come on, I know you're in the piano.
Beep, 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 beep.
And that's down there. Awesome. Wherefore art thou, Boomio?
That's funny.
Hey, someone had some real fun with these names.
Yeah, I'm like, these are fun, dude. I'm having a good time in this nothing.
Like, you don't even need to go visit save points after a while. You're like, just find the boo in the room. You'll save that way.
And you will save your game.
But, like, I was telling him, I was, like, going to the, like, most recent world in Star World, and I'm just like, you know, we've seen a lot at this point. Like, a lot of things have happened. Some very, like, there's, like, it's sometimes, like, it's a very different vibe from, like, Genshin Impact, which I feel has a more, like, epic Odyssey vibe, while, like, Star Rail's like an interstellar comedy. It's very reminds me of Mass Effect in some ways, and it's just like at times it's very serious, and at times it's has very dark tones, and other times it's just completely okay. Here's the guy that's fat, and other times it's just
Honkhorn.
so Bogmire must be the next one because he's in the backyard, isn't he?
Yeah. You're the dog first. That's like a mini boss, I believe.
Well, I don't think you can get the dog yet because we need the watermelons to get the dog. I think because you need to be able to get funny bones in order to do it.
We get the ice milk. Here's water right here.
Yeah, we just don't have the watermelon metal yet, so it has to be in here somewhere.
It's probably, I think you get it when you defeat the guy. Maybe he's in the cabinet behind him, maybe?
Nope. There it is.
He said, screw that pan. I'm gonna keep hitting you. That's so funny. Hit me again! Do it, I dare you. That kicks me up.
There's the watermelon. It's like, yeah, sometimes you need to use elements in order to defeat ghosts, like you just did now. Like, thanks for the warning there.
Yeah, thanks for the heads up, lady.
Okay, yeah, where's the boo? I know you're in here somewhere.
Mario?
And he disappeared to the wall. Can I get there? Ah, he's all the way over there. That's just annoying. Alright. Well, I guess I can go and try to capture the other guy. Really? I hate when they pull me into another ghost. I'm like, that wasn't my fault.
I don't mean just chomping in the background. You like that? Do I have an Eerie on this account? No, but I have an Eerie on that account. He's a mutant, but I could instead make a ghost. Vibes are good. Get up and try walking around. I'm like, I am
There it is.
fighting off something. The yelps at my body.
What even is he eating, you have to wonder.
Black. Ganache. Flan. Fried eggs. Honestly, so real though. Me going one day without boba tea. I like how his plate has the money on it too. I think he's been on the side, I agree.
No, doesn't seem to be it.
Did you freeze more or something?
Yeah, I need to go grab the water from the other room.
Bye. So try grabbing the ice.
I don't have ice yet.
Oh, word. Not having a good time in there.
Oh, alright.
Guess you said wait it out.
Guess so.
There's a little wee tail.
I will take the heart though.
Hey, thank you very much. I guess it's wheezing.
Okay, yeah, he ran out of steam way faster that time. The other time he was just shooting him back and forth. I'm like, am I doing this right?
Yeah.
Okay, that was better. Okay, where's that boo? No, and so I was showing Melanie this event I'm doing on Star Rail where I'm just like, okay, we have this like very serious like life or death situation here going on, and then next thing you know, you're fighting a trash can with like very muscular arms and legs. It was like the love the tonal like dissonance going on here. It actually really works.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of like the reason people are drawn to like the kind of space RPGs is you like that kind of space opera vibes.
Yeah.
And thank you. I'm gonna save now. Thank you. Gotta get the boo because you never know where you might need to save. There's 2 in this room, I guess. Come on, I know you're here. Game boo. And that one went into the other room as well.
Very cool, dude.
Go get him. I also love that I just have like so little health because I just keep bumping into things.
Bye, Jack. Oh.
And I keep getting rammed by random bats. Like, seriously, dudes. Don't appreciate it. Pretty sure there's that one from before that's hidden in here somewhere. Oh, I do need a heart, though. I will take that. Come on, where are you? Okay, we got that one. Now we have to go to the other side. This is the biggest thing that's annoying about the booths is that they go through like a thing and be like, this isn't actually a door here. I have to go all the way around to get back to the other room in order to get the guy that's like on 20 HP.
Okay.
But I'll do that. Although as long as I'm out, I'm going to go stop by the baby's room to go get a big heart because I'm like, I'm running low on health. So I'm going to go grab another heart and then I'm going to go and then I think we're up to find Bogmire next. Should be a good one to end on. That was one of our favorites as a kid. Not as like it was like obviously we're terrified of it, but like design wise, we thought he was very cool as a kid. Although he absolutely terrified us, without a doubt. Also, I like the fact that like all the rest of them were like some sort of like person had a past life. They're just like depression in ghost form, just misery and stuff. We don't really know.
I didn't know.
I just like that idea.
Yeah.
So I'm like, after like I'm also trying not to go through like content too fast too.
Yeah, you don't want to burn yourself out.
Well, I don't want. It's not I'm going to be burnt out. I don't want to like get through it and be like I'm having a great time, then be like I don't have anything else to do anymore now. Which I know isn't the truth. I have a lot of side stories in the second world to do, and so it's like even I know I have a lot to do in this world. So it's like I not like I'm going to run out of it, but I'm like I also don't want to like, I want to pace myself.
Yeah.
So, and honestly, I should be playing some like my like 500 plus games in my backlog, but instead I'm like, maybe I go play this gotcha game instead.
Yeah, get there when you get there, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I had this whole idea of being like, hey, I'm gonna try and okay, how much more do I? I don't think I need. Where do you get the ice metal from?
So go.
Oh, I should go show that lady that hat I found. I almost forgot about that.
K, Erie, Fulton, Fulton check. Carl, I don't have one, Glendale. Can make one.
Okay, here's my bro's hat. It's been laundered recently.
Yeah, we took our hat. Nice. I just got the skin for my. You can't see it.
Oh, very nice. Spooky.
Because I adopted him with no clothes, so he's always been naked. He's a very cute guy.
That's pretty cool.
So that's done. Wait. Fix my logs.
And where else might we be able to do elemental stuff? Trying to think.
You found your boy?
I'm trying to, like, there's something I'm missing here.
Yeah.
I'll take a heart. That's fine. Like, do I just need... I know I need to do stuff with that, like, flower in order to, like, grow it, but, like... You're annoying, dude. Oh, I missed the door. I'm gonna grab the fire one. I guess I could try and use the fire one on there.
On who?
I don't know. There's something I know that I need to do in that back area to get the dog to come out.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Like you said, grow the seeds with the water to make the flower grow, and then do something with the bones that would make them get the bones, and then you have to use a little ching on the thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, you put water on that and it will grow. I think you just need to try to keep watering it.
I tried doing it. Nothing happened.
Oh, are so cute.
Come on, wait.
Orf. Hey, why do we gotta beat this guy up? He's just doing his best.
Because he's gonna try and eat us.
Time, you know?
Mr. Lone's quiet. There you are.
Oh, the bones guy? Where was he?
I guess you just had to have the dog out long enough that he'll appear.
Interesting. The pain?
Because then he goes for the bone, which lets me go for him.
Gotcha, huh?
I knew there was something to it. Sometimes I just don't know when you're supposed to just sit and wait for things.
It is hard to follow it, dude.
I always run into the mini mushroom. Cool. Now I'm gonna go back and save real fast. And we're gonna go fight Bogmire. And that'll be a good stopping point for tonight.
That's good, because I'm having to actively work to keep my eyes in focus. That's just the level of EP I'm at right now.
So other things to talk about in the meanwhile while I'm going to my save point. Sonic X Shattered Generations does come out this week.
Nice. So
obviously as soon as we have that game we will play it. Don't know when that will be. Because I got it from like two sellers that are, like, one of it is like in Japan, the other one is Limited Run Games, which notoriously slow on shipping things. So I don't know when my copies of those games will get here, but when they do, we will. I'm hoping that the PS5 version will arrive soon, because I'm getting it both on PS5 and Switch. As to why I'm getting 2 copies of Sonic X Shattered Generations, it's because I'm getting 2 separate limited editions. I'm getting the Japanese limited edition that has the little shadow statue, and I'm getting the limited run limited edition, which was the more expensive one, but has like the cool Dreamcast statue, which I'm looking forward to. So obviously we will play that as soon as we are able to. I'm very hyped for that game. I'm looking forward. What are you looking forward to most, Melanie? I'm looking forward to facing the Bio Lizard in like Metal Overlord again.
Bio Lizard was a big fave. I Chow.
I hear Mephiles is in there too.
That's exciting.
I'm curious what sort of storyline they're going to go for. Oh, and before... Oh, here's...
Little bone boy.
Yep, there we go. Also, before we play the game, you're going to have to watch like the little animated shorts that essentially tell the pre-story of Sonic and Shadow Generations, which collectively is like 10 minutes. But they look so cool. Like, they're 3D animated, but they look 2D.
Yeah, it's very hard. I do like them a lot.
And even if I do find it slightly off-putting just because of the fact that, like, again, the new cast for, like, Team Dark... Well, I mean, Omega's the same, but... The voice for Rouge and the voice for Shadow, I still don't really care for. They're just not as good as they've been. But I'm trying to be open-minded. Like, I didn't really like Sonic's original voice actor, but he definitely showed that he could do more with the role in Sonic Frontier, so I'm willing to give it a chance, you know?
That's nice.
I'm optimistic for the gameplay, if nothing else, to be good. Even if the rest of the game is not, I'm looking forward to that being good, at least.
Boogmeyer.
And now we're just in, like, the undead realm here, like, the literal, like, purgatory right now.
Yeah, fine.
Love it. Like, these things are so creepy, like, this boss fight, like, the baby one was terrifying enough, but this boss fight had such an impact on us, because we're like, oh my gosh, this is terrifying. How did I miss? Also, the depth perception on this, again, is very hard. That's why I don't like bosses where you have to shoot them with something, because you're like, okay, am I properly lined up yet?
Yeah. I guess you will never know.
Like, come on, I know I'm right next to you. Wow, he's yanking. Okay, where's the actual Bogmire? There you are. He's on 2 health, oh my gosh.
Dude's really, he's yoinking, you're boinking.
He is. I missed. Where is he? There he is. Missed him again. Depth perception on this is killing me right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
And he has 2 HP left, mind you. Like, I'm probably gonna, like, literally hit him and then, like, get him instantly.
Very cool.
Good job, Luigi.
That's a fancy sign of him. Oh yeah. Yeah. Bing bong boom bong bing.
I like that he's like, it's okay, what, you got struck by lightning? Oh, don't worry, even if it almost killed you, it wouldn't damage my machine, it'd be fine. I'm like, glad to know that that your
Got struck
machine will
by
be fine
lightning
with my
happens
dead
to
body
the best
attached
of
to
us.
it.
Yeah, happens to the best of us these days, you know. We're all getting struck by lightning these days.
Yeah, love it.
Don't worry about it.
You got a couple of the optional ones too, because like like the Mr. Lugs there and the Butler, you don't have to get in this area.
It's a lot. Maybe some dollars.
But just like the fact that they're like, they go and stamp them, they electrocute them, and then they put them through like a heat press.
Movie Meyer.
Dancers. Butler guy. Piano lady. Fat guy. The dog. Mr. Lugs. Floating World Linda's. Melody. Pisma. Shivers. Spooky. Bogmire. Nice. Cool. I think that's pretty good for tonight. Where are we at in time?
It's like 10:30.
Works for me.
I personally am going to go to bed whether we continue playing or not.
Oh no, I'm done for night.
So freaking
Anyway, so that was
I'm
fun.
gonna try to stay awake for like an hour and a half.
Okay, spooky game. Real nostalgic trip. This is still a very good game. Obviously, I'm getting a little bit of a lag here playing with the GameCube and the capture card. It's giving me a little bit of a delay on the controls, so it's not quite as tight as playing it on the actual GameCube. But still a very enjoyable game. Still holds up pretty well, I think. Just, again, weirdness of the controls, that's more due to the hardware than anything else. But still a fun game. Lots of enjoyable stuff. I'm surprised we're burning through it so fast, honestly. What was that?
Someone just bought something on our Etsy. Why should be another Freddy?
Better not be another Freddy. You took that item down, right? Please don't make another Fun Time Freddy.
What did the last Fun Time Freddy?
I told you to take that down, Madeline. I don't want to make another one. Take it down this very moment.
It's sold out. It's sold out.
Why was the last one sold out?
Because I just sell.
I didn't like the last one.
Well, on the plus side, they just ordered $150 worth of your FNAF stuff.
Are they things I actually have?
It's Big Bonnie. They ordered your Big Bonnie. So
Okay,
yes.
thank goodness.
Little Withered Bonnie.
Don't have one of those.
Little Shadow Freddy.
Do not have one of those.
And Little Funtime Freddy last
I do not have one of those.
They all have a 10-week shipping period. So it's shipped by December 31st.
Please take down the Fun Time Freddy after this. I already said I didn't like the last one.
It's sold out now, though.
We just shipped out a Fun Time Freddy this morning. And I told Matt, I'm like, man, this is one that, like, I don't want to make again because it's hard to make the hand. And it's hard to make the detailing on the face. So I'm like, okay, I'm not making this one ever again.
Well, it's sold out, so you can't.
I didn't want to make it a third time. I didn't even want to make it twice.
Amazing says, I know. I was like, dang, that's crazy.
I'm glad. Glad they like it. But still, I'm just like, I didn't want to make that one again.
It's alright, Yui. I didn't even have a chance to look at it because I opened it, like, Saturday for the shop that the market thing we were going to, and I haven't had a chance to look at it because I was teaching today, and we just shipped the other one literally this afternoon. We just put it in the mail.
Yeah. Rule going forward, let's not put up stuff that I don't have made. No more pre-orders.
Fine.
Because making things, especially if they buy them en masse, I have to make 3 plushies now.
Well, you have until December 31st.
I know, but it's like now I'm back
10 weeks.
Now I'm back into my thing of like, oh, I can make stuff for myself and grow my skills, or I could go and have to make these things I already made because I have to make them. Like Miss Jody's corgi that I still have not finished.
And on the plus side, you can make, that and be done. Because I am going to close the shop. I hadn't got a chance to get to it yet.
I like the fact that we literally say, like, I'll close the shop and then we won't get
I
anything.
closed it for like a couple days.
And then, like,
And
it
they
opened
it
back
for
up and...
one day, and then I just forgot to close it, and they were like, cha-ching. I was like, dang, that's crazy. So, anyways, I just bought hella of your stuff, dude.
Right.
And then we are going to close it.
You're keeping track of these sales, right?
Yeah, it's in the app.
Well, just so I know to ask Mom for money. So I'm actually seeing some of these profits.
Well, I told them to send you, instead of paying me to work at Wake Christian, they're supposed to be sending you the money for all your crochet stuff.
Yeah, I just don't know if you mentioned that to Mom.
I did.
Okay.
A while ago. I said instead of giving me a salary, I just like send the money straight to you instead. I'll come volunteer, and if they
I don't think they're paying you anything.
They're not.
I think they just gave you a sandwich
once
once in a while.
A little bit. Sometimes they're like, here's a couple bucks for helping out. Like the one time I did band camp and then I got a TV because I did while you were sick.
That was a sucky year.
Yes.
I got jury duty, had like a anxiety sickness reaction, was sick like as I've ever been for 3 days. Then I got my period. So it's the worst band camp ever.
So I essentially did band camp for her for the first time.
Because it was just horrible. I was so much pain the entire time.
Like the night before, morning of, and they were like, hey, can you go for Evie? And I was like, I don't know your show, I don't know your music, I don't know the kids. So that was very fun.
It's okay, I didn't either that year, so.
So at this point, it's kind of like, since I've more or less been working the whole season unpaid at Wake Christian, I just asked them to send you dollars for your stuff. Instead, in the correct amounts of this stuff.
Yeah, just gotta put like a payroll tab together or something.
Yeah. Well, I gave them a ballpark figure beforehand, but I can give them a more distinct figure now.
Yeah. Anyway, I should
off,
be excited about that.
I'm just. At least it'll pay off for whole Aventurine figurine.
Is it? Well, we're getting there.
Figurine, baby girl.
I did order a figure for Aventurine. It looks amazing, but I have to. There's still a lot to pay off for that. That will cover a like fourth of it.
And I want to. That's the thing. Like when I'm at my first job, I sit here and I think about how I want to like fix some stuff because I need to fix my pricing. I want to change some shipping stuff around. And then, luckily, I changed it to 8 to 10 weeks processing time, which is the highest processing time that would let me do it.
Yeah. So, I should be more excited about that. I would be more excited if it wasn't the fact that I only actually have one of those things existing right now.
Well, you have time to make them.
I do.
No rush.
Just then I gotta make them again.
I put it in the thing that...
I don't mind making the wither binds. Those ones are actually fun to do. Do mind having to do the Fun Time Freddy one after I just said that one out.
It doesn't exist anymore after this. It's sold out.
Which one? The Shadow Freddy?
The Shadow Freddy as well.
I hope I have enough of that yarn left. I might have to go and make some purchases on Premiere.
Oh darn! We gotta get more yarn. Ah, dang it.
Well,
crap.
The problem is like I need to be using the colors I do have instead I'm like this one select color I'll use up.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, I have 7 skeins of the super thick
have,
blue.
You have like 3 ways you go about it. The first way is you can either do it now and get all the way and just be done, and then we don't have to ship it for a while, or you can just get out of the way and be done, then focus purely on stuff you want to do. You can focus on stuff you want to do, and then do it closer to the shipping day, like closer in December. Or you could do like 1, take a week off, do 1, take a week off, do 1, take a week off. Do you like to do 3?
Yeah, we'll see.
I would say probably front load it and then get them done. Open them in a box. Close the store.
That's what we've said for like the last.
November.
That's what we said for like the last 3 order things I've done. That's the problem.
Dang, I'm so sorry you're getting so many orders.
I know.
In case anyone's wondering, nobody buys my things. It's great for my self-esteem.
But you also have like a large quantity of things.
And still nothing.
But like people bought your earrings at the show.
Yeah,
they bought your little paintings too.
Yeah, it's on here.
I think your bigger thing is your paintings. You just have to like hit the right audience for that. But people clearly like them because you definitely have sold quite a bit.
The thing is, I don't have I need to change the pricing on here.
Anyway, so while she's taking a look at that, the whole point is, thank you for joining us. That was our spooky day. I don't think we're going to be back on Thursday just because we have Friday's senior night, Saturday's a competition, Sunday I have to schedule in time to cry. But, on the plus side, this is our last competition, so we'll definitely not have the show finished in time for it. we're just going to try and make it look feasible on the field and go from there. It'll be at Sanderson High School this Saturday. They have a good stadium, though, so I'm not too worried about that. And there are 2-part competitions, so if we don't make it to the second round, which we very rarely... I think we did that once. Like, once we made it to the second round at Sanderson. But because we always score so low, we usually can go home early. That is the one good thing about Sanderson's... I do like Sanderson's competition. But, I'll be so glad to be done with that. And then, just... It's been great. Girls, pretty good theme. Not the best management this season. But, I'll be glad to be like, that'll be officially my last band competition. And I'm not at all sad about that fact.
I'm ready to be done.
I'm very ready to be done.
Because luckily, hopefully in the next 2 weeks, Evie and I should go from the
reason we won't have the show finish is
I
because...
can't believe you won't have the show finish, that's wild. Yeah, it's so...
There's a number of factors as to why that happened, but... We just
don't
don't have enough practices to fill it in. We do not.
Story. This happens to an extent, this happens every year in regards to, we're always somehow getting to carry band name and putting a
We just don't have enough practices in the week to feasibly give the amount of time.
They practice 2 times a week for 2 hours and 2.5 hours and then 3 hours. And that's it. So it's not like they don't have practice time. It's just, well, when we went to the last Monday practice, Evie and I showed up an hour late, and they were just getting to the field. Like, they are lingerers and relaxers and yappers.
And also the football team won't get off the field half the time.
The football team had the field until 7, I think, so we were... I was like, there's not other fields we could have been on, but they were doing, I don't know, and...
We have the field scheduled, and they don't... No one respects the band, as usual.
I don't know. Yeah, and we, like at the last practice, the band director was like, hey, do you want to learn the drill for the 5th song? And we're like, well, we're actually writing the drill for your 3rd song right now. Can you give us, the score of the 3rd song?
It just wasn't in the app.
Music recording, the MIDI file? Do you have any count structure? And he was like, oh, it should be in the app. And we're like, actually, no, it's not. He's like, you're right. It's not in the app.
There's, no drill.
So you have no recording, no drill, no count structure. Essentially, you have to do the 3rd song based off of a video your dad took 2 weeks ago at a football game, because there's nothing official for me to give you. And then we're like, oh, so the band gets drill, but we have to make it up. Dope. And that's happened from 2nd song through 5th song. So we've been writing
drill.
So we've been writing drill. That's why I didn't start this season working with Evie. Evie started on her own, and it wasn't until 2 or 3 weeks I came in, because I came to Juan to be like, hey, what's up? After we were nannying, and I came over, and I was like, Evie, what's happening? So
I'm writing drill for the 2nd song, and it still doesn't work.
She's getting dead-legged on both sides by the 2 other staff members, essentially. Unintentionally, and probably... Oh, both sides unintentionally, one knowing that he's, doing something, and one of them I don't think knows that he's doing this. So I'm like, 50-50. So at least when I'm helping Evie, I can take one of the dead legs for her, She only gets beat up on one leg.
That's what happened to you.
Do it again.
Except for it wouldn't be your knees, it would be your toes.
Yeah, it's, so it's definitely been I will say, working at that school has been one of the more stressful work environments. Just in general, especially for teaching. It's just, every year's always the same. And I only know it because I've worked at multiple different schools under people as the top, having people learning under me. It's just something about that school is very unique and different, and not in a good way.
Which is sad, because the girls this year we have are very good.
Really good. So
they have such great attitudes, and they have great camaraderie with each other.
Last week they're on fall break, so we didn't have practice on Monday because they're on fall break. And we had no practice last week, a Thursday, Friday. They weren't supposed to have practice because they were on fall break, but then they scheduled a last-minute practice without asking either of us, and it was while we were working. So it's while she works her normal nannying hours in the morning, and then I worked in the afternoon. Well, that day she was covering my hours so I could leave with my mom to go to Indianapolis. And so they didn't even ask. So even if Evie wasn't covering me, it still was during her normal work hours anyway, so she couldn't be there. So we're like, you scheduled a whole practice without even consulting the other half of your staff of 3, only 2 of which are being paid, and you
It's just been a lot
with you're literally one other staff person who's on your written staff. He puts me in the programs, but she's the one who's actually getting paid, and he didn't consult her about, can you come to this practice? One of my 2 staff members. So we had to tell the girls, like, here's a plan, make it up, we'll see it in 10
Next
days
week.
or whatever, because they didn't have practice on Monday. So essentially what's happening is they get 1 practice on Thursday, and then they go into their final competition of the season.
Well, I mean, they'll have, like, the time before the game, but yeah.
Yeah, but I was like, that's just... It's crazy. It's the most frustrating school you could work at. And not for the reasons you would expect. The band director is very nice. He does his best to make it a decent atmosphere. And you've got funding to an extent. I would love that figurine. I love the... Oh, it lights up. That's cool. Oh, shiny foil. That's nice.
I don't know if it's like an actual one you can buy or it's a custom made one, but
Typically those are custom.
really cool.
Yeah.
Man,
Like
we just need a room where we can
thousands
just store large figurines.
Yeah.
We don't need a car. Let's just get figurines.
Oh, so now I have to freaking... Shop's on vacation mode again, because I need people to leave us alone for like 10 minutes. Vacation mode. I didn't think somebody will buy...
I mean, I'm glad they got the giant Bonnie, because I really did want someone to take that one. That one was a big one to make. But, I do want to put things up there, like the one that I just made. When you guys come by at some point, to drop off our stuff from the market, I made a new one of those, like, little creatures that might be, like, the most, like, the best thing I've made so far. Would you agree with the little angel one I made? Like... It's like, I made it entirely out of super soft, thick yarn. And it's just like, I don't really want to sell it because I'm just like, I just want to hold this and let it come from me. But that's one I'm definitely going to charge a lot for, because that one's like, first of all, it's a big one, and also it's from a type of yarn that's not like basic yarn. It's pretty thick. It's pretty big. So... It's I want to make more big ones, yes, because like I just started a big dragon one I'm working on, and I'm kind of like, I need time to go and like work on these big ones, and then I just keep doing the small ones.
Because you just got all the followers, and I'm trying to people have been, which is good. People have been looking and following and liking our stuff, which is good. But I'm like,
yeah, just
we're so busy.
Yeah, just going forward, we'll just. For my thing,
I turned vacation mode back on. I wanted to keep it open when Mary was doing the giveaway thing, so people could see our store and not be like, "What the heck?" And that was literally like 2 days ago, so I have not done it. I can.
Are we gonna be here tomorrow?
Buy stuff whenever y'all are free. What did you say?
Are we gonna be here tomorrow?
We should be here tomorrow.
Wednesday, Thursday we will not. Friday we will not. So tomorrow.
Wednesday is normally our free day, except for next week. Wednesday will be our busy. Yeah, tomorrow we're all free.
Because Thursday practice, Friday game, Saturday competition.
Thursday, if you want to come in the evening, like 6 p.m. and onwards, we can do like a quick stop. But that's our long day for both of us. Both of us work that day.
So we probably will both not be functioning.
We'll both be dead. Friday, yeah, Evie's out the whole afternoon, and I might be out early afternoon. Saturday, we're both out the whole day. Sunday, TBD. Monday, we're working.
They said they were busy on Sunday.
Tuesday, we're free on next Tuesday. Wednesday, we're busy. Thursday, we're busy. Friday of next week, we're busy. But... yeah, either tomorrow we're free, late Thursday, or next Tuesday. Tomorrow works? Gang. That sounds good. So we can do tomorrow, because tomorrow my plans are just to come home from work, and I have a lot of Halloween jewelry. I haven't made any for myself. I made some jewelry, and then I gave it to my mom and my sister, and then, I need some for me, dog. I haven't even gotten the Halloween box out of the closet. That's crazy. Anyways... let's go if we can bed, because Evie has to sub tomorrow in my class.
Yeah.
She's my Wednesday teacher. Long story. We'll get to it on another stream. Good night. I'm tired. I'm going to bed. Good night.
Yeah, anyway, thank you for everyone who joined us tonight. Sorry, we didn't mean to talk that long, and I know, again, very happy someone bought something. I'm glad people like my stuff.
I'm very excited. I wanted
Just I wish they bought something else.
I'm so excited. Look at my face. I'm so excited. I just also have a crazy headache.
Like, if they had gone, like, another Nightmare one, I'm like, I'd be fine with doing that. I haven't made another Nightmare one recently.
The shower one, it won't be too bad, right?
The shadow one, again, the only thing that could possibly be a problem with that is if I don't have enough of the color. In which case, I might have to get more.
Yeah.
So,
That's fine.
I have to see how much of it I have left. That's really the only problem with anything, is just if I have the colors. Anyway, so thanks for stopping in, tuning in. We'll see you guys at some point this week, most likely. Wish us luck.
Bye-bye.
Gonna be a long weekend.